Hello and welcome to a Talmud Israeli production. Today we'll review the highlights of this week's course of Daf Yomi study, Masechet Sotah, pages 25 through 31. 25, Chaf Hey. Baal shemachal kinuyav machul. If a husband were to forgive or to waive the warning that he imposed upon his supposedly wayward wife, that warning is erased from the record. So the husband has the right to warn her, but the right to withdraw that warning. Similarly, Zakein Mamre, the rebellious elder, the Beit Din wants to waive the punishment that could have been imposed upon this rebellious elder. Mochalin lo, they have the ability to waive the punishment. And thirdly, Ben Sora Ramora, the rebellious son, who's executed by the court at a fairly young age for showing a tendency towards bad behavior. So, Ratsu Avi V'imo Limcholo, what if the mother and father, who are the ones who have to bring him to the court in the first place, decide that they want to waive the punishment and not have the kid go through execution? Mochel and lo, we stop the process and he's free to go. So these are examples where an authority figure with the right to impose something on someone else can initially impose it and then waive it and withdraw it before it's too late. Chavav, 26. Eshet ger v'eved meshuchra, the wife of a convert or an emancipated Canaanite slave, shoto, they will drink the sotah potion. So the Gemara says, Pshita, it's obvious if she's deserving of drinking it. She was warned and did all the things that merit or warrant having her go through the trial by ordeal. She should do it. What's the reason you would think otherwise? Because it says in the Torah, Daber el b'nei Yisrael, speak unto the children of Israel. And maybe that means ethnic Israel. And the Ger and Eved Meshuchar are not part of ethnic Israel. They're religiously Jewish, but they're not part of ethnic Israel. So, Kamash Malan, no, we don't think that way. And in fact, their wives will drink the potion. The Gemara then says, but wait a second, maybe we should think that way. Maybe B'nai Yisrael really does mean ethnic Israel, to exclude the Ger. Therefore, the Gemara says, V'amarta ribuya, the word V'amarta is an extraneous word, comes to include categories of Jews who are not part of ethnic Israel, that their wives also shall drink the sotah potion. 27. Tanurabana, we learned in the Braita, Asher tistei isha tachat isha, the woman will be unfaithful towards her husband. Lahakish ish leisha v'isha leish. Keshem she'im husuma lo haya mashke, tichtiv me'isha, kachim hayta suma lo hayta shota. Just as if the man were blind, she would not drink, because it says in Torah that it was hidden from his view, implying that he can see, but he just didn't see this. But if he's blind and he can't see anything, that she doesn't drink the potion. So too, if she's blind, she's not going to drink the potion. And similarly, if she is chigeret v'gidemet, she's missing a leg or an arm, she's not going to drink the potion, because she has to be stood up in the temple courtyard, which means legs, and have the matama kapeh placed in her palms by the Kohen, the sacrificial offering, which she can't do if she doesn't have hands. And lastly, if she's mute, she can't drink the sotah potion because she has to say Amen, Amen as part of the imprecation. So if she has these disabilities, she cannot drink the sotah potion. 28. Davar sheyesh bo das li shoel. If something can be asked a question, it's a sentient being that could be asked a question, Birshus harabim sfeiko tameh, then if a question about impurity emerges, a doubt about impurity emerges in the private domain, then it's considered tameh, impure. We'll rule strictly. B'shut harabim, if it's in the public domain, sfeiko tahor, will rule leniently. V'shem bo das li shoel, but if the entity has no ability to respond, it's not a sentient being, it can't answer, then regardless of where the doubt about impurity emerged, whether in public or private, the result will be a ruling of tahor, lenient, pure. 29. Amar Rabbi Yossi, minayin l'ravi b'kodesh shapasul. How do we know that a fourth level impurity in sacrificial offerings results in a disqualification? Vidinhu, well, there's logic to say this. Mamachusa kippurim, just as if a person is missing atonement, but otherwise had finished their process of overcoming their impurity. Shemuter betruma, they can eat truma at that point. Pasul b'kodesh, however, they cannot eat sacrificial foodstuffs. Shlishi shepasul b'truma, then a third degree impurity, which results in a disqualification of truma. Enodin shiyaseh revi b'kodesh. All the more so, it should be able to make a fourth degree impurity when it comes to kodshim. Lamanu shlishi lekodesh b'nat Torah, revi b'kal v'chomer. So we see then that there is a scriptural basis for a third level impurity, shlishi, when it comes to kodshim, found in Torah. And a fourth level based upon a kal v'chomer, a fortiori argument. Even if you have no verse for it, you have a logical basis for it by exegetical principle. Lamed, daf number 30. Minayin shafilu ubarim shmei iman. How do we know that even the fetuses in the wombs of their mothers sang Shira, song of praise to God, at the splitting of the Red Sea. Shneimar Ma'akelit Baruch Hu Elokim Hashem Makor Yisrael. The quoting the pasuk mentioning the makor, the womb, that even those in the makor in the womb were singing songs of praise to God. Now, the point of this Gemara is to say that everyone was so wowed by the experience of Kriyat Yamsuf, the splitting of the sea, that everyone was able to sing great songs of praise to Hashem, even those people who ordinarily would be incapable of doing so, like a fetus in a mother's womb can't talk. And yet it was such a wondrous occasion that even they sang the Shira. Lamed Aleph, 31. Kol makom shemina Torah ed echad. Whenever the Torah believes one witness, now ordinarily, you require two witnesses to verify things in Judaism. It's a Torah, the basic verse in Torah. However, there are certain exceptions where the say-so of one person is reliable. Whenever that's true, halacha charov deyot, we follow the majority of the brains, meaning of the heads, the number of people, regardless of what kind of people they are. V'asu, and therefore, shtei nashim b'ish echad, two women testifying against one man, in a conflicting testimony, the sages treated it as though it was two men against one man, and two men against one man, the two win. So here the two women against one man will win, even though ordinarily women can't testify, since one person's say-so in this particular area of halacha is trusted, two women versus one man, the women will be victorious in their testimony. Everyone have a great week.